Welcome to Talk, Totally Accepting Life Skill. I'm your host, Tashiko. On this program, we share the journey of a multiplicity of persons from all sectors, strata, race, and professionals. Today, we have a very special guest. She's very special because she's my aunt. She's a mother, she's a wife, a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. She is here today to share her journey. Let's talk with her. All right, as I stated before, we are speaking with my aunt, Mrs. Jamarel Walker Rebo. So from time to time, I'm used to saying auntie, not calling her by her name. I'm used to saying auntie. So if you hear me say auntie, still referring to her. Auntie, welcome.
Thank you.
So nice to have you here. It feels different because I'm interviewing you. It just feels so different.
Right.
Auntie, we're going to start from not before, but we're just going to go straight into it. We're not going to start from childhood going up. I just want to hear about your earlier years because you're a police officer.
Right.
So what rank are you again? Sergeant?
Sergeant.
You're a sergeant of police.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about your earlier years in the police force.
Training school?
Yes.
I went to St. Mary.
After you left training school, the first place you stationed was in St.
Mary. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was there until
4 years.
4 years,
Okay.
yes. And then because of something, I came back to Portland.
So St. Mary is the first place you stationed after training school.
Yes.
And after St. Mary, then it was Portland.
Mm-hmm.
What was that something made you decided to come back to Portland?
After an incident, it's just that it was a court case.
Before you continue, Auntie, just to let our viewers know that you had a stroke, so some things you don't clearly remember.
Right.
So folks, if you see us going and just taking our time, we'll get into that part later on in the interview, but bear with us.
But, before, 10 years and 6 months, the strokes.
You had the strokes?
Yes.
You have the strokes for 10 years and 6 months now?
Yes.
That's how long?
But, yes.
Okay.
But from St. Mary.
Right.
Yes. I happens to, I don't know. I wanted to come back.
Come back to Portland?
Yes, because of an incident. I went to court, and but before I the things just keep coming back, because when I was at trial in my house, I went into the bedroom and was putting on my tunic to go to court.
The circuit outfits.
Yes.
That's the white top and.
And I fall it down on the bed and black out. No one was at home because Cavell was at school.
Right.
And
Cavell is her nephew, folks. She grew a lot of us. Cavell is her nephew.
Right. And the blackout, can't say nothing, just blackout. And it just come back to my senses. And me scramble and put on the tunic. but I couldn't put on the belt. And then close the door and everything. But it's like my back was hurting me. And same time, I see a vehicle coming down the hill. And the gentleman reverse and say, "You go down?" And me say, "Yes." And he come and he pick me up. And him say, "You know, Mrs. Something. This is something." So him hurry up and him carry me go straight the police station. When we got a guard room, me record my time and me go at the exhibit room.
Okay.
Mr. Douglas, Sergeant Douglas. And me collect my exhibit. And I was going up at the courthouse. Me have to walk because my back pain me. And me say, you know, just let me walk, you know. And when I was going up, a doctor surgery, the doctor surgery was like a few chains up. And one lady come out and said to me, "Are you a Miss Walker?" I say, "Who want to know?" You know? And the lady said, "Are you a Miss Walker?" She said, "Are you a Miss Walker?" I say, "All right." You know, and me tell her, say, "I'm a Miss Walker" or something.
Right.
And the woman said to me, "You know, Ella kick up at Gettyston and then I got knock come here for you."
What do you mean by that, Auntie?
The woman say, "El a kick up at Gettyston, them have one ram goat in the square and then I got knock come in for me."
That's so. Hold on, Auntie. So that lady approached you at the station.
I don't know. Me no know what she name. Me no know. Me no know. Me no know what she name. Me no know her. Me no know her. She await upon the doctor. I don't know her. Me no know her. And I say, "All right," and me gone. You know, and me go up a the courthouse. When me go up at the courthouse, me say, "Everybody over the seaside and."
Right, because the courthouse in Port Mara is right across from the sea. Right.
Right. And, you know, me say, so all the doors, them and everything lock up. So me say, I walk on up here. Judge in a vehicle, I read in paper. All of the court staff, them, out on the seaside and so me, you know, we went around to the back and me some eggshell splash all about run around the courthouse.
Hold on, Auntie. Is it typical for eggshells to be on the compound of the courts?
No.
Okay.
So when me walk and go around but there is a 10-year-old girl. It's a rape case.
Okay, that was what you were going for.
Yes.
That case.
Yes.
At the circuit.
And circuit court. Friday, circuit court. I go jail delivery and it finish. Yeah. So, you know, me before that, I was on Sunday evening, I was in the guard room, and Dr. Fawkes called, and I answered, and him say, there's a case up at the hospital, and I need someone to deal with it.
Okay.
I was the only person on station guard that day.
That day.
Yes.
The only female officer.
Yes. Made a constable.
At the time.
Yes.
Right.
Him dead and gone now. Me hear him dead. But at the time he was a inspector. McCullough. And Sergeant McCullough and I go up at the hospital.
Okay.
When we go up there, the little girl was in surgery.
You said she was 10 years old.
And we talked to the mother. We collected a statement from the mother. And the little girl was in surgery. So I don't bother for prolong.
Okay.
Then the Monday morning, I would go by.
Back.
Yes. And collected the mother's statement, and Mr. McCullough came back for me. And me go down. But sometimes certain things really get me, But however, we go back to the hospital,
Right.
the Monday morning, and it's a nurse. I talked to the nurse, and she showed me the little girl. And when you see her, 10-year-old, she started to cry. The little girl.
10-year-old is a baby,
Yeah, 10-year-old.
Well, in my
Yes.
view, 10-year-old is a baby.
And me talked to her, and because she was crying, and me started to cry too. And she hold me, and me and her I cry.
But as a police officer, because some people think that as a police officer you're supposed to be tough, no emotions.
That little girl,
10-year-old that was
Yeah.
raped had to do surgeries. That must have been traumatizing.
when the doctor give me the paper, posterior of vagina. It was on the paper. Posterior of vagina.
You remember that?
Yes,
Doctor?
me can't
So
forget
many
that.
years.
Me can't forget that. And the Sunday morning, the mother said to me, say, the man eat I'm yard, female yard,
Her
the
house.
yes,
The same one that raped the
yes,
10-year-old.
yes. Saltfish and dumpling.
You remember even the food, auntie?
Yes.
Hold on, auntie.
Look
Stick up
here.
in right there. We're going for a break. We'll come right back. You don't want to go anywhere. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Care Center offers residential and non-residential geriatric and recuperative care. We're focused on improving and maintaining the health and wellness of our clients. Registered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're located at 130 Moonlight Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Our settings are salubrious with well-trained staff and attention to details. Contact us at 876-913-3247 and 876-368-1493. Email us at bloomcarecenter@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Let us help you care for those you care for.
Alright, so we are back, and Mrs. Walker Ribot, she's telling us her story and her journey. So, Auntie, you said I would now call him a rapist.
Right.
He ate at the lady's house the day before he raped her.
Yes, man, a
daughter,
Sunday
10-year-old daughter.
And you know, the lady said I just figured out the bush, if you could cut some cane.
The little 10-year-old went down to the bush to cut cane.
Yes, because the man and they just go down at the bush. They cut some cane to give to the pig.
Okay.
Right. And that is when the rape take place.
Raped her there.
Right. So you know, the little girl tell me all the story.
Was it was that his first time touching her, raping her?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. And when may I tell us the incidents, you know, however, went to court, and
was he ever found guilty of
yes,
of the
man.
crime?
What? Yes, man. Look here. Mbaka did kill me, you know. And when me go up at the courthouse, Mbaka kill me.
So what do you think was the contributory factor to that? What do you think caused the woman to come up to you, asking you about your name, if you are Miss Walker?
Yes.
Telling you about how, you know, they're knocking drum for you with a goat, you finding the eggshells in the station yard.
Yes.
You could hardly make it up to the courthouse, the steps leading up to the courthouse.
Yeah, because a gentleman is dead now. Chinky, them call him. And him say, Miss Walker, what are going here? And he say, we can't go in at the courthouse. And him say, all right. Him go for Mr. funeral home, because he works at Mr. funeral home.
Mr.
And he works at the courthouse too.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, him riding bicycle and go. I don't know where him go for, you know. And I remember him take off him pants and 3 buckets of water him carry, because the water, the ocean blue deep water, him go far out.
Oh, he fill it from the sea?
Yes,
buckets.
yes. And him wash down the courthouse.
With the sea, salt water?
Yes. Back and front. And the judge go in and everybody. But my back kill me same way.
Still having the back pain?
Yes. But couldn't even put on the belt. I can't put on the belt.
So you went into court without
belt?
Without belt?
Yes. Because I'm a circuit court, and I have to sit down on one chair. Fit the evidence, I want chair, I have to sit down on, you know. And all in all, let me tell you, the thing is, it was a a crown counsel, and it was a woman.
Okay.
But when the little girl was giving her evidence, the clothes, she took out the jeans and the panty. And
That the little girl had on at the time of
right.
of the rain.
And the little girl was there, and she'd say, "It's fair,
Clothes.
right, and something." So the little girl give her evidence, and I give my evidence, and then the boy give him evidence.
Okay.
But when he was giving his evidence, the Crown Counsel said to him, the panty and the shorts, let me tell you, a different hole, because him punch the panty and punch the hole.
So the panty that the little girl had on,
Right, him punch it.
it tore, it puts up different.
Yes, and when it all up in court, different hole from where the panty, different hole. It's like the panty is a different hole. So it's like one punch back and one front.
So the panty have two holes in it.
Right.
Okay.
No man, one hole, one hole. So it couldn't compare to it couldn't compare. Couldn't compare. And then when them say retire,
The jury.
yeah, and them retire, and they were there until they come out back. They said 5 to 2.
5 to 2.
Yeah, and the judge said them to
Send
go
them back.
retire, and same way to 2.
Send them back again.
Yes, and the judge retired them again,
Right.
and the same way. But it's one woman, one woman up on the jury, the panel.
All the others were men.
All the others were men, and you know what? The woman says not rape, and the man says not rape, and 5 of them, and 10 years he gets.
He got 10 years in prison.
And that is why when the jail delivery, I remember the time he was a inspector then. The jail delivery, Mr. Scott, he's retired now too. He, my DSP or SSP, and then at the time he was a inspector.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the jail delivery, and then me now get up and open the courthouse, because the courthouse is like rape cases. You have to in camera.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has to be done in camera, not with everybody
But
watching.
right.
Okay.
You have
So-
police is there, and
And maybe a few court staff.
yes, and right, but nobody else, because all of the people them
Right.
have to stay out.
All right. So let me ask you though, Auntie, with everything that has led up to the conviction, because he was not convicted of
Right.
rape, he got 10 years. Do you think the excruciating back pain that you were feeling, do you think the eggshells, the lady came up to you, do you think it had anything to do with the case?
Yes, man. Because after I opened the courthouse, because I opened the courthouse,
Right.
and me just see the back just kind of come together, and me say,
And did it just magically stop hurting you
Yes.
after that?
exactly, it just stopped.
The pain was gone.
But the man that the car up at trial, him say
The taxi that carried you
yes, him see everything, you know. Him see everything, and the man said to me, say, him a go cool out. Him a go cool out, and him not take no money from me, cause you know it's a taxi and all me a give, him not
Wouldn't
take the
take
money.
the fare.
And him know. So something did I go on. Cause me just fall in the bed and black out. No
The
man.
morning
Yes.
of circuit of that
Yes.
particular case.
Because I had on my shoes, my stocking, my skirt, my undershirt. Just me put on
Yes.
the tunic. And so it's like they might work upon me, and I might work upon the girl, the little girl. You understand?
Some will be a business then, so to speak.
Right.
Jamaican.
Yes, and you know, the when I was in training school, you know, this I don't Mr. Allen, you know, he's from that area, Geddestown.
Okay.
Yes. And you know, he came over for the court. The court? Yes. He come to court, you know, because the oh my God, sometimes
I know. He came
the
to
man, the little girl father and him is cousin.
they're related.
Yes.
Oh,
So he's from that area.
Right.
So he come for the court case
Right.
because he say the man have to go down. You know, you understand? Him get 10 years. And when I was going down at the step, no police vehicle never did there, you know. No police vehicle wasn't there. And all of the police them and the sergeant them have to barricade him and walk with him down by the station.
So
And wait. And when I was walking, me alone and me I cry. You know? Me I cry. And when me reach up on the step, Mr. Douglas wait. I can't forget that. It was at DSP. Him say, you bust a case, man, you bust a case. And me look up and me go straight up and go upstairs and tears are run out of my eye because, you know, I never know what I want.
yes.
It just I don't know. But the old and Pamisa wait and me a cry. And him say, ease yourself, man, and you know. But me write my application.
That's
Right.
when you decided you want
Yeah.
you want to leave Port Mary. That case made you
That
decide
case,
that you wanted to leave
yes.
Port Mary.
And me write my application. And one day, I was in the guard room, and doing station guard.
Right.
And you know, because I saw the office, the inspector office, that I miss. Go look for some foolscap, because sometimes the foolscap down at the bottom cabinet. So me take up the foolscap them, and then me see my application.
That's your application for
Yes.
transfer
Yes.
to Port Antonio.
3 months me write it. 3 months me write it.
So you wrote your application for transfer
Yes.
to Port Antonio Station,
Yes.
and it into your superior.
And the file, my
They basically buried the file,
file, yeah.
and you found the file after 3
yes.
months.
And you know what me do? We go right upstairs to Mr. Powell. And that time Mr. Powell was corporal at the time. And me tell Mr. Powell. And Mr. Powell right at the same time. And you know the ICF at that time them
Because at that time you had blue seal and
Red seal.
Yes.
and the man come at the station with some packages and something from Era 2. Era 2 was in another bay,
Yes.
files and everything, and Mr. Powell give him it to give the DSP, because the DSP wanted the file. All the while him call me, where's the file, where's the
But it
file?
was never sent to him.
Exactly.
It was never.
Right.
Hold that thought, Auntie. This story, Auntie, we have to continue it in another episode. I want to hear more. I want to
Yes.
hear more, and I'm sure
Yes.
viewers want to hear more as well.
Right.
So we'll continue this in another episode. I want to thank you for joining us today. Come back with us next week where we'll share more of this touching
Yeah.
story. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Of course, remember to subscribe. Drop a comment at the end of the program. Follow us on Instagram at Talk the Journey Podcast. The link will be in the description. I want to say thanks to Essie's Fabric Store. Shana, big up yourself. For my fabulous outfits, you can get these and more at Essie's Fabric and Variety Store at 6 West Street, Port Antonio, Portland. Our store is across from the pedestrian crossing, right at the market square there. You can't miss it. Hotel Timbambu. Thank you for this beautiful location. They are located at 5 Evil Park Road, Port Antonio, Portland. Special thanks to Legal Chambers, Attorneys at Law, and my wonderful production team. Thank you. See you next time on Talk.
Care Center offers residential and non-residential geriatric and recuperative care. We're focused on improving and maintaining the health and wellness of our clients. Registered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're located at 130 Moonlight Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Our settings are salubrious with well-trained staff and attention to details. Contact us at 876-913-3247 and 876-368-1493. Email us at bloomcarecenter@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Let us help you care for those you care for.